see how to, from a plug, which is what I have here. This is the last plug on this wire. You can see there's another one right here. And what's happening is from this plug, there's a wire going up through the ceiling over to the panel box. That's it. Goes from the panel box over to right here. And then there's a wire looping from here around to here. And this is the end of the run. And what I want to do, and you have to do it from the end of the run. You cannot do this from here. You have to do it from the end of the run, which is right here. So there's only one wire coming in here. If there was two, that means there's another wire jumping to another box. So in this case, there's just one wire going into this plug. We know that this is the end of the run, or the only plug on the run. So we know this is okay. There's only one wire here. Now that we know that, you can run another wire off of this going up, and what we're going to do here is run it up to a switch box, and from the switch box we're going to run it up to a light. So if you're here to see that, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. First thing you want to do is get you a box and find out where you want to put it. I want to put it right here. And I got a little roll of wire down here, and it's all on the roll still. And all I'm gonna do is take it up through here. What I'm gonna do here is take this drill, and I'm gonna drill through the top plate, or drill through the wood where I need to go. And here's that wire. I'm gonna pull it up to right here, drill through this wood, through the hole. And my light's gonna be right here. And I know that's kind of a weird spot, but I'm gonna have a light switch right here above the bed and a plug for the bed for people to plug their phones in and stuff. And this is what I'm gonna be calling a window light, a little night switch that turns on the window light. So when you get up in the middle of the night, you can see where to go to the bathroom. Kind of crazy, but electrical's fun, and you can do cool stuff when you're saving money. Service loop now. So I'm going to give us a little bit more, and there's this little service loop. And I'll bring you in close. I've got a service loop for my light and a service loop for my plug. Going down to here, and now I've turned off the power. The power is completely off, and all I need to do is take this plug right here, and I'm going to take it out. All I've done is taken out the two screws that hold the plug in. The two right here, I've taken them out with this drill, and now this plug is out in the open so I can work on it. Okay, I'm going to take a little strip of wire, one that's this long. So here's my roll of wire. It needs to go up through the bottom, so I have to pop that out. This wire needs to go from box to box. We've got one going to the light. Now we need one right there. That's enough coming out for that. And we need a service loop. So like this. Okay, and now all I'm gonna do is put that wire into that box. And you don't wanna bend it like too much. You don't wanna get too crazy. Okay, we have a service loop here. This is curled into the box. This is curled into the box for my light. Service loops for everything right here, and right here. And enough wire here. And now, all I'm gonna do is connect onto, and I have another video on how to hook up a receptacle, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a brief version here. And make sure it's tight.
Okay, so now we have 2 wires. One that was already there and the new one. Whites to whites, or whites to silver, blacks to brass, coppers twisted together and onto the ground screw. Now, taking that plug, and you want to pull that wire back through there. Any extra wire. Okay, like that. And you want to tuck those wires around so that they go back into the box. This has a service loop, and this has a service loop. Okay, there's all the service loops, and now we have these. There's 2 wires in here. There is one going up to the light, and one going down to the old plug. And remember, you have to do it from the end of the run, because if you don't, your light switch will turn off your plugs, and your plugs won't work right, and your light switches won't work right. But I will say one other thing you can do is from a plug, instead of running it to a switch first, you can run it from a plug to like a pole chain light, where you just pull the chain where the light's always hot and the chain acts like a switch. So you can run a pole chain light directly from one of these to right here, pole chain light, or anywhere, 20 feet away, 100 feet away. Just run your wire from one of these to a pole chain light. But I want a fancy thing with a switch, so I'm running it from the old one to the switch, from the switch to a remodel light, and I'm going to call it my window light, my little night light, because you want light at night too, right where your windows are, you know.
People want sunlight from outside.
Okay, so here's the switch, and you're going to need a razor blade again once to cut both of these jackets a few inches back. So let's do that first. All at the same length. Okay, now you want to cut one of the grounds back shorter than the other. So we're going to cut. Okay, you want to put a wire nut. Okay, so now it's the ground twisted together to the green, and there's nothing else on this side. The whites are wire nutted and twisted together, and the blacks are hooked around and tightened down. This one's actually wrong. Okay, so I need it to go like this. Now, again, this one gets pulled down this way, this one gets pulled this way, and the white one, I tuck it in and around, like that, and like that. Okay, the white one's tucked in and around. These blacks and the copper, you just kind of shove those in there too. And let's go to the next step. Hot wire comes from the panel box, goes up into the ceiling, over, down to this box. This white wire comes down into this box, and then I've rewired out a new receptacle coming out. Yellow wire goes around to this receptacle off of that other receptacle from the panel box, and then all it does is go up with a service loop into the switch, and we hook the switch up, and then a hot wire comes out from that switch, up, service loop, around, up, over into the light box right there. And I'm going to show you how that's hooked up. I have a whole video on this, but here it is right here. It is ground to ground, black to black, white to white, and then you just snap it together right here and cut a hole and slip it in there, and it has these little wing nuts And like I said, I have a video on how to hook that light up. And this is temporary, but you can see I'm going to turn it on right now. There it is. And that is going to be after sheetrocking and insulating right there above the window. And I'm going to call it my window light and my night light for the bathroom. Why do you throw knives? I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason why. Remember to throw the knife into his heart. Remember.